So today we are going to look at the mnemonic for FIGO staging for carcinoma of the ovary. So first is stage 1. As we all know that be it cervical cancer or be it endometrial cancer, stage 1 is always tumor confined to the particular cancer. That is, in stage 1 of CA ovary, it would be tumor confined to ovaries. So other than CA cervix or CA endometrium, CA ovary has got 1A, B and C. So what are the A, B and C? So 1A, 1B and 1C. So 1A, I want you to remember pictorially. So this is the ovary, this is the fallopian tube. So for 1, you draw this and you write 1 in it. So which would suggest that 1A, you write an A. So 1A is limited to 1 ovary with this blue color is your capsule with capsule intact. So what about 1B? 1B, B is for both. So B involves both ovaries with capsule intact. So what about 1C? So C is your third alphabet. Therefore you will have 3 again, 1, 2 and 3. So the mnemonic for this would be C sounds similar to spill. C sounds, the capsule also starts with C. C sounds similar to ascites. So these are the 3 things. So how do you remember the order? So let us say you have a balloon and let us say there's a small hole in it. And now it's a water balloon. Now let's say 1 drop and 2 drop of water is just spilling. So that would be your C1. Now what happens? All of a sudden, while few drops are spilling, the balloon just bursts. So that would be the capsule rupture, the rupture of capsule, which is your C2. The third is ascites. After it bursts, now water will be all around. So that is your C3, which is malignant cells in the ascitic fluid or peritoneal washing. So here we have is 1C1, which is your surgical spill, that is water is spilling out of the water balloon. C2 is capsule rupture. And C3 would be malignant cells in ascitic fluid. That's it. So stage 1 is over. Coming to stage 2. Stage 2 is generally involves the adjacent structures. So when we draw the diagram, so what are the adjacent structures? This is your ovary. What is the adjacent structure? It's definitely your fallopian tube and it's definitely your uterus. So stage 2 has got again A and B. So A is extension to fallopian tube and uterus. B would be to other pelvic intraperitoneal tissues. It's not extra pelvic, it's just pelvic. Other pelvic intraperitoneal tissues. This is your stage 2. Coming to stage 3. Stage 3 is interesting because it is different from the rest of the other two, that is CA cervix and CA endometrium, in that it has got just two subdivisions, just A and B. It doesn't have C. So here, stage 3, the tumor involves the peritoneum, that is outside the pelvis, or metastasis to the retroperitoneal lymph node. We all know that stage 3 always involves a lymph node. Which lymph node? Retroperitoneal lymph node. So stage 3A would be positive retroperitoneal lymph node. Stage B would be, and in stage A itself we've got 1 and 2, A1 and A2. A1 is just positive retroperitoneal lymph node. with metastasis less than 10 mm or more than 10 mm. Next stage A2 would be microscopic extraperitoneal involvement along with positive retroperitoneal lymph node. Here it is microscopic. Okay. So this was other pelvic intraperitoneal tissues. Here it is extrapelvic. That is what you should remember in stage 3. Something should be added after stage 2, right? So that is your, this is pelvic and this is extrapelvic. What about stage 3B? 3B would be macroscopic. This is micro, this is macroscopic extrapelvic peritoneal mets with positive retroperitoneal lymph node plus extension to, because this is extrapelvic, you'll add the capsule of liver or spleen. It does not involve the organ, which would account to stage 4. This is just the capsule. Next, moving on to stage 4, which is your distant mets. It's the same in every other cancer. Since stage 4 is distant mets, you remember it as L and L. That is in lung. You have is the pleural effusion with positive cytology, and the other L is for liver. And remember the adjacent structure, which is spleen. So hepatic involvement and splenic parenchymal metastasis. It's not just the capsule. This is, you should not write just involvement of liver. You should write parenchymal involvement of the liver and spleen. Or metastasis to extra abdominal organs like inguinal lymph node or any other lymph node outside the abdomen. So this is your distant mets. That is your L and L involving the parenchyma. As I always told you, from here you should just add one more step, which is capsule to parenchyma. So let's just sum up. So summing up, stage 1 is confined to ovaries. Stage 2 would be a step ahead. So it involves the adjacent organs, that is fallopian tube and uterus, but it is just pelvic extension. That is other pelvic intraperitoneal structures. Stage 3 is always lymph node, but in stage 3A2 it's going to be microscopic extrapelvic involvement, and in stage B it is going to be macroscopic extrapelvic peritoneal metastasis along with involvement of capsule of liver or spleen. So how do you not forget the involvement of capsule in stage B is, generally we know that 3 has got A, B and C in every other cancer, but here there is no C. Instead of that, that C is put here as capsule. So remember that way. Next would be your fourth one is distant mets, which is to L and L, lung, liver and its adjacent organ, that is spleen, splenic parenchymal metastasis. That's it.